Hey guys, it's Amy coming to you with my weeks 112 to 138 post-op update following duodenal switch surgery that I had with Dr. Paul Enochs in Raleigh, North Carolina on June 24th of 2015. Whew. It's been a while. It's good to see you. It's good to be back. So, updates. Thoughts and feelings. Let's see. My high weight was 275 at date of first consult. It was 265 on the date of surgery. And I was making some notes. In 2015, I dropped from 278 down to 186. In 2016, I dropped from 186 to 154. I kind of overshot the mark on that one. Was following my program and eating like I was supposed to, but the weight loss train went just a little too far for my tastes. I started getting pretty skinny and not feeling my best. But in 2017, I regained back from 154 up to 170. That was a little higher than I like to stay. I like to stay around the mid 160s. But there was holiday eating and I weighed on the last day of the year. So this week I weighed in at 167. So totally fine with that. As per usual, I've been pretty lucky being able to just make minor tweaks in my eating and able to see a drop if I need to of a few pounds. So I just basically check in once a week or so on the scale and make sure I'm doing things the right way. It's kind of how I always imagined skinny people would get to eat somehow, that they would just be able to make minor changes and that they didn't have to deal with all of the tough struggles of metabolic issues or genetic tendency to overweight or pregnancy weight gain or the millions of other reasons, age, why we gain and why we struggle with it as a group. So I've been pretty lucky. And it's not to say that I don't think regain is real. As I've said before, I do believe it is, and it can easily come for me. I'm going to be vigilant and keep an eye out for it, obviously. But for the moment, it's maintaining's pretty straightforward. The program that I've laid out is not no carb, not even extremely low carb. I don't eat keto or anything like that. I pretty much eat about 90 or so grams of protein a day. I don't track my fat, but I eat fat freely. I start the day with coffee with heavy cream, so I definitely get in my fat. And then carb-wise, I try to walk a line. I don't stay away from fruits or vegetables, but I do tend towards fruits that have something extra to offer, like berries. I don't stay away from bread altogether. I'll put panko on something that I'm going to fry up so that it has some crunch to it, but I don't go heavy on it. If I'm going to make a sandwich, I'll make it either in a carb control tortilla, or I will buy like high fiber bread or high fiber English muffins, and I just eat half. So I'll have an open-faced sandwich or open-faced breakfast sandwich or something like that to really just keep those carbs under 100 where I do my best work. So that's basically how I live my life in kind of a maintenance zone. So far, so good. It's been pretty straightforward for the last several months, with one notable exception that I'm going to talk to you guys about in just a minute. And it's a doozy health-wise, but I will talk to you about that in just a sec. So two quick things. And aside from covering how I eat, the other thing that's changed lately is vitamins as a result of this health issue I'm about to go over with you. Sorry about the sniffles. And I will go, I know I've covered my vitamins historically with you guys in other videos, and I will gladly go over what changes I've made. But I'm going to wait until my labs come back and make sure that everything's trending in the right direction before I do that, so that I'm not tossing out, not that it's advice or medical advice anyway, but so that I'm not tossing out bad information to people. I had to make this change because my doctor ordered it, and so we will see what happens. So for those of you who just wanted to check in and see how I was maintaining, see how my health was doing, I'm okay. I'm doing fine now. And if you don't want nitty-gritty details about my digestion, please feel free to check in with me on the next video and leave now. But if you're sticking with me and forging ahead, let's do it. Basically what happened is several months back now, I started having a really tough issue when I was eating. It wouldn't really matter what I chose to eat, what I chose to eat, but what would happen is I would notice the immediate development of bubbles right underneath my sternum. I could feel it, like this bloating starting, like not down in my abdomen where my intestines were, but like right in my stomach area. And it would grow, my whole abdomen would grow. I couldn't fasten my pants. Over the course of one day, morning I was absolutely flat and fine, and by the end of the day, my stomach was hard and hollow, sounding like a drum. It was awful. And none of that, I mean, those are just inconveniences. I started burping for about 2 solid hours after a meal. No carbonated beverages, nothing weird I was eating. It didn't matter what I ate. And it was extremely painful. I would start to have like tunnel vision from it. I would be just on my hands and knees on my bed with a heating pad, just white knuckling it through the pain. And it was all focused right here in my stomach area. I thought something was gonna burst. I was really scared. I went to see my family doctor, and he suggested that I might have slow gastric emptying and put me on Reglan. That didn't turn out to be the problem, which was lucky because I needed to get off Reglan pretty quickly. It's not the best for people, I guess, with epilepsy like I have. And so I was glad to get off of it, but it didn't bring me any closer to my answer. He then sent me on to my gastroenterologist, who was my gastroenterologist that screened me for bariatric surgery. So she's well versed in all of this stuff. And she said, I know what you've got going on. You have a case of SIBO, or small intestinal bacterial overgrowth. Mine was focused at the very early part of my small intestine, way up high, and was causing this massive bloating and severe pain. I almost went to the hospital once because I really was worried something was going to tear and I wasn't going to be getting proper medical care at the time. So it was rough. I don't go to the hospital easily, and to get that close was pretty bad. But she put me on some antibiotics that are very strong and very specifically focused only on the digestive tract. And it took care of the overgrowth. A lot of people talk about things like good bacteria and bad bacteria. And to a certain extent, that's true. In the gut, you do want to take probiotics, eat yogurt, do all the things that you can do to try to promote a healthy environment for digestion, particularly if you bypass any of your intestines. But in my case, I was doing all those things, and I was taking a probiotic, and the overgrowth happened anyway. And it wasn't so much a good or bad bacteria, you just don't want an imbalance. And I definitely had an imbalance. It took 2 courses of this antibiotic, 3 times a day for 2 weeks. And I had to go 2 rounds with it, but it beat it. And I feel phenomenal now. I'm not afraid of eating, and I've gotten back to some physical activity, and I'm definitely feeling so much better than even just a month and a half ago. So I am glad to be back. And I am sorry that I didn't report in to you guys about this earlier, but I didn't really have any good answers at the time. and also was feeling so poorly. It's not that I wasn't going to share the info, I just hadn't worked out exactly what was the matter. Where I'm at now, I have to really focus on the quantity that I eat. I had definitely let myself slide and was starting to eat bigger portions, and I really have to focus on chewing more. 44 years of eating and chewing what I'm used to is a hard habit to change, and I've definitely had to work hard at that. So those are the biggest things to help make sure we're not sending down too big a chunks of food for the bacteria to work on, which can lead to a problem. I haven't really changed too much of what I'm eating. That didn't matter. But I definitely have changed how I eat, when I eat, and so forth. So that's basically where I'm at with that. I do have hopes to work on my goals this year of increasing my journaling, increase my fitness and strength fitness in particular, and also get some more videos up here with recipes on how to sort of customize and tailor low carb options, like low carb options for things like lasagna and enchiladas and things like that I've been able to make adjustments to. I love cooking and I love sharing that. So I hope you look forward to that over the coming year. I hope this finds you guys all well and happy, and thank you so much for being there for me, for your supportive comments, and for being the YouTube community that helped me so much when I was first coming out of surgery and trying to figure out how I was going to navigate this tool and live my life. So I appreciate you guys, and please take care of yourselves. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.